Okay, we are live. So, welcome everyone to rounds 7 to 9 of the OMA World Touring Car Championship. And after a wet Watkins last time round, we're here at sunny Sebring for this week. So, hope you're ready, Connor. Joining me again.
I'm always ready.
That's good to hear.
And so I say that I've just hit ready and not ready spectate. That's a good thing I just
It's
know
a good start.
that. Yeah, it's Monday.
Exactly. But yeah, we're here, obviously, third week of the championship. It's been close so far. Of the 6 races there have been 5 different race winners, which is always a good stat to start with. 7 different podium finishers, and 9 different people finishing in the top 5. So, you know, can't argue with the results so far. And here at a track that's quite new to the calendar, actually, Sebring. We haven't done this one in the Touring Car Championship in a while, but decided to add it this time round, and let's see how it goes for the first outing.
Indeed, Sebring's always a track. In the real world, I love Sebring. I think it's an iconic track, but I've just never clicked with it in the game. No matter what game it's been in, primarily it's been the Forza games, just never clicked with it.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I can't really comment because I can't click on any track on this game, hence why I'm now talking over it instead. But, you know, we'll... hopefully those that were watching will be clicking with it a lot better than us, and will provide some good racing for us yet again, as they have, well, the last 2 weeks in a row, really.
Oh yeah, there's been some absolutely mega racing so far, but I think one thing we need to point out, championship leader. What have we got to say about that, Steve?
Yeah, Ryan Beale, who goes into this week as the championship leader, is unfortunately unwell, so not able to take part this week, which gives a real opportunity for everyone else to, everyone else that's behind him to just get those points in now, because there is no drop scores or drop rounds in the OMA Touring Car Championship. If you miss a week, you pay the price. You miss out on those points, and the performances from Beale so far, he's looked unstoppable. I think the only person really, I mean, he hasn't won every race. Let's get that out of the way early. He's not won every race and just ran away with it. But as it stands, he's on 843 points, and Liam Ferguson behind him 831, close between them, and then Joe Turnell's third with 793. So he was starting to kind of build that gap. However, missing out on a whole week's worth of points, that's potentially going to change again, and he'll find himself further down the order and trying to fight his way back through again, potentially. But he's got the pace to do it. There's no doubt in my mind that he'll earn those points quick, and yeah.
Be interesting to see if come the final round at Brands Hatch whether he's been able to claw those points back and be into championship contention then.
I think it will be interesting. Welcome, Dunny. Glad to have you here. I think it will be interesting to see what he does as the rest of the championship unfolds. His pace has been unreal. I mean, he's been on pole week 1 and week 2, and here we are week 3, and it's his teammate that takes pole position in Jason Sherlock. So carrying the TPR flag and waving it from the front of the grid as per usual. So it's a perfect start from TPR, having 3 out of 3 pole positions. Let's see if they can convert that into another win.
I mean, looking at the times from qualifying, Steve, Jason Sherlock, he was, I wouldn't say fully a class above the rest of the field. Scott Morgan was right up there in assist. Not obviously I say sister Ford, they're not part of the same team, but you get what I mean. Another Ford was up there.
Yep.
Those two just seem to be a class ahead of everyone else, though. It's going to be hard to look behind those two for tonight.
I think it will. I think it will be difficult to look past those two for, at the very least, race 1 win. I mean, it all comes down to the start here at Sebring. There's the difference. I mean, obviously, Sherlock, he qualified on pole with a 209.249, and Morgan second is a 209.414. So, about a tenth and a half between them. And then Sam Creek in third was a 209.7. Yeah, precisely. So, you're looking at a size, what is a sizable gap really between second and third, and then everyone behind them are, relatively close in together. Connor Lee's down in 21st, only managed to stay in A lobby for his qualifying, or qualifying to A lobby by I think it was 100th of a second, if I've got that right.
It was 100th he stayed in by, but
exactly 100th.
You look at it,
yeah.
It's only 1.1 seconds off second place.
Yeah.
And you look at the times, particularly from 3rd down to 21st, there's just 8/10.
8/10 between 3rd and 21st. It's going to be a close one, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Obviously, we are just waiting on the remainder to get themselves into the lobby and get ready to get this race 1 underway. No weather dealing any, throwing up any issues this week. Obviously, last time at Watkins Glen, for those who checked it out, it was a wet one. Sebring, though, nice and sunny all the way through, so no curveballs being thrown in their direction apart from each other, really.
They've got to remember the famed Sebring bumps, though. That is always going to be a curveball at this track.
Yes, that final sector could throw up some things. All you got to do is make the slightest mistake through there, and could be curtains. But that wall on the outside is inviting, to say the least. But as you can see, though, we are getting ready to get this one underway. So we will obviously have our single warm-up lap for the cars to get into grid positions, and then we'll get this one underway. So we'll run through the grid positions once we get going. Who's your pick for race 1 win then, Connor?
I was literally just about to ask you the exact same question. It's hard to look beyond Jason Sherlock. It has to be hard to look beyond him. Rapid in qualifying. Mm-hmm. He hasn't got his teammate Ryan Beale with him tonight, but yeah, it's hard to look beyond him.
Yeah, I think instinctively, of course, I'd want to say exactly the same, but I feel like I've got to pick a different one, purely, if nothing else, out of just another option. I think Scott Morgan in second, good performance from him. I am excited to see how kind of the pair behind them, though, Sam Creek and Alper Turk, they qualified extremely well as well, being where they are, and I think they could be something to just keep an eye on them. Turk has been extremely quick this season, as has Sam Creek. I mean, Alper Turk, if it weren't for the fact that he had the points deduction from the car change, he'd be finding himself. Oh, there's been an issue with the lobby setup grid start.
I've just noticed
they're just going to restart that one. I think they forgot to turn the contact on, so cars are starting to phase through each other. So great start for everyone, but we're allowed that first mistake. Alper Turk, if it weren't for the fact that he changed car, he would be up in those top, I'd say easy top 5 in the championship right now. Obviously, with that points deduction for changing cars, he did find himself dropped all the way down to, it's a 450 point deduction for having the swap, and that put him down in.
So that's 76th, weren't it? Something like that.
Initially, yeah. Now he finds himself
24th, isn't it?
Trying to find him on my standings now. 24th. You are right, with 331 points. So, he's got some ground to make up, but it's not impossible.
One thing I have just noticed, Steve, and I think it's going to be something that's worth keeping an eye on as this race unfolds. If you look at beyond the front row, and you look at the 5 positions behind, Sam Creek, Alper Turk, Liam Ferguson and all that, 4 of those 5 cars are ECH.
They've had an extreme... Yeah, ECH have had... They seem to have a... I don't want to say quiet, because that would be downplaying it, because obviously Joe Turner and Alper Turk had a really good race 1, as well as Sam Creek. But race 2, ECH seemed to be in another level. It's like they figured something out, because they were on it in week 2 at Watkins Glen, and it looks like they've continued that form here for week 3, which is going to, it's always going to be exciting for the whole season if you've got an entire team that's, working together and managing to figure out the things that are going to make them quicker and finding time here and finding time there. Definitely one to keep an eye on, the ECH group.
I get the impression that they've got to work together, and I know Liam Ferguson's not part of the same stable here, but if they're going to want to stand any chance of catching the top 2, I think all of these cars, they're all Vauxhalls as well. I must point out that those next 5 cars are all Vauxhalls. They've
Yep.
all got to work together this race. You've got that feeling they have to, if they stand any chance of catching Sherlock or Morgan.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think the only potential spanner in the works is that Liam Ferguson sat right in the middle of that bunch, obviously P5 for the reigning champion. His style is very much await and, await the opportunities, don't force them. So if of all the people to have involved in that group, I think Ferguson's probably the best one for them, but he will find, if he feels like he's being held up by those around him, he will try and get past and just, get off into the distance. Whereas this could be an ideal opportunity for Sherlock and Morgan to get a good start and just get away and avoid the but they almost need to accept there's a group behind us, get away from them, and then let's fight for that position after that.
Let's just adjust my settings.
Camera all right, there we go. So, yep, just watching now as we follow Jason Sherlock around the circuit as he does his warm-up lap, and the cars behind him are just going to be getting themselves into position as well. All 21 drivers. Excited to see how this one goes. Let's get the tickers, going to be no help whatsoever. Let's keep on interval.
I think interval is the best one to go on. It gives you the better idea if somebody's dropping away.
Interval or time for me. I think changes is no help because the grid is wrong to start off with, and we don't get penalties aren't on during the race. Intervals or time, job done. But let's run through the qualifying order then as the cars make their way round for this warm-up lap. So starting on pole, as mentioned before, is Jason Sherlock with a 2-minute 9.249. Great lap from him. Scott Morgan, as mentioned, is starting alongside him. Row 2 is Sam Creek and Alper Turk, both from the Echo Motorsport group. Behind them is Liam Ferguson and Alper Turk's teammate in Joe Turnell. Following them will be Cian Walsh, which is Sam Creek's teammate, so another one of the Echo Motorsport group. And not newcomer to the series, but newcomer to the championship for this week is Matt Fitzgerald in P8, who missed the first 2 rounds, unfortunately. And he's qualified ahead of his teammate quite closely between the two, but Anthony Bartolini will be starting in 9th alongside Mark Guest, the first of the close quarters racing group. Behind them will be Michael Dessy and Owen Good. Then it'll be Joseph Atkinson, Josh Rousel, Alex Ellis and Jeremy Bounier starts 15th and 16th. Following them is Alan Artis, Robin Walters, Martin Johnson, Clement Marceau in 20th, and at the back of the field, by no means, the back, is Connor Leese in 21st, who hasn't had the greatest of drives so far this season, let's say. I think he'll be wanting to do everything he can to get himself out of those bottom 5 positions early, because he found himself caught up in them quite a bit over the last few races and unable to stay in A lobby, or he's kind of appeared in A lobby, got caught in the bottom 5 positions and dropped straight back down. I don't think he wants to have that.
I must say, it is an iconic livery though on that car.
I don't know if iconic is the phrase I'd use, but it's a livery. It's just, there we go. I think that's enough. It's Jason Sherlock.
Why not? It's your team.
Corner. It is my team. But we have the race leader coming around the final corner and just putting himself back on the grid. Obviously, no grid markings here in Sebring, so they all need to be sorting themselves out.
Hopefully everyone's set distance on.
Yeah, make sure that they're the right gaps away from each other. So your pick for the win.
In there is Sherlock's lining up. He's going very central.
He is. Yeah, he's trying to make as much as the most of the track as possible for that inside line. I think he wants to avoid being too narrow into turn 1. As you can see, everyone else just getting into slots behind him.
I'm saying it's very easy to clip that inside wall, or just go in too narrow, and that will wash you wide here.
Yeah. That run down, really the run into turn 2 is going to be exciting, and I I think they're going to try and do everything they can to avoid any trouble going into there, but if you get yourself caught up, you're asking for it, really. So he's probably going to try and play it as safe as he can. Let's just see the last lot. Just get into position now. Here we go then.
Very long hold.
It's a very long hold at the moment. Oh, that was not the greatest of start, but that's a mega start from Sam Creek. He looks like he slotted in behind Sherlock. I'm not sure if he jumped that one. He seemed to almost give that one up, but here he goes though. Into turn one. It is, as expected, Jason Sherlock in first place. Sam Creek is in second place. Ferguson has got himself up to fourth place as him and Alperter go side by side. You can see Scott Morgan is making his way to the inside there of Sam Creek. No, Sam Creek's managed to get first place in this side by side between Sherlock and Morgan. Round into 2, 3 and 4. It looks like everyone has got through safely so far. Can't see anyone going off in the distance. No, so it is. Sam Creek though does get away and in first place. Almost the perfect start there for Creek. I was unsure, and I don't want to say it without being able to watch that back. Unsure if that was a jump. He got an absolutely mega start compared to those around him. Just see everyone going through the hairpin. There looks to be some moves being made in the background. I think that was Fitzgerald and Bartolini just swapping places. You see the two HYR cars there. Everyone though looks like
just keep an eye through the field, Steve, quickly. Everyone is pointing the right direction. We haven't had anyone going wide. A little bit of panel bashing, but that's what we love in the touring cars.
Absolutely. I think that was a big move there from, I believe that was Brunier, who just waited for a move on Owen Good behind their slot, but you can see up at the front though, already there's a bit of a gap formed between second and third place as Scott Morgan looks to be struggling a little bit in this opening lap and is finding himself under a lot of pressure from Alperter. Make the way through the right, left, right, onto the back, onto the this long straight down the parallel to the start finish line. See, Sam Creek is in first place. Sherlock is second. I think everyone's made it through. I just saw Connor Lease lose position there to Robin Walters in his MG, just tucking in behind the Audi. Already you can see the gap that's formed at the front though. There's a 1 second gap between third place Scott Morgan and second place Sherlock. I think he's finding himself in a bit of pressure there in the background. Alperter making his move to the inside as they go into the braking zone for turn one. Looks like he's made that one early. Oh, that's not gone too well. Morgan tried to stick it around the outside. He's gone on. He's gone off. He's gone wide. He's battered a couple of the braking boards there, and I think he's managed to keep it on, and no one's got caught up in that one. Turk drops down to 6th place, and that means that Ferguson, Turnell and Walsh find themselves going up through the positions, and that's an unfortunate one for Scott Morgan there, but he looks like he's got himself settled, and he's just tucked in between two of the HYR cars there of Bartolini and Fitzgerald. But let's see if that is going to give now Ferguson and Turnell the chance to escape and try and catch up the front two, who look to be getting away as quickly as they can.
Just something that happened towards the back, Steve. We had 3 wide moments at the back of the field. Unfortunately, one car did run wide and drop 2 places as a result of that. Clement Marceau ran wide. He's dropped to the back, but he's straight back on the pack.
Yeah, Marceau, you can see down there in 21st place, just tucked in behind Alan Artis. Evening Fastbird, welcome. Well, a little bit of contact there as we're watching on board with Owen Good. He's looked to try and make a move on Mark Guest. A little bit of tap on the kind of rear quarter there. Guest has the inside line for this left-hander. Is Good going to try and hang it around the outside? He will. Gets the inside line for this right-hander and beats him under braking. Big slide there from Good. Is he going to hold on to that one? He's surely going to lose out on the position back. Yeah, that is a place regained there for Mark Guest. Oh, and a bit side by side as Brunier's trying to get the position as well, but not to be had that time round. Scott Morgan in his opening lap, by the way, really struggling there. Now in 8th place, dropping off the back of Fitzgerald, and he's finding himself under a lot of pressure from Bartolini. So whatever setup he had that worked in quali doesn't look like it's working out.
Very big slide in this massive gaggle here. About to go 3 wide, I think, down the pit straight.
Just saw that in the background. That looks like that is good. Bunez and Atkinson tucked in together. Bunez looks like he's going to make the move. No, good, gets him back under braking. In fact, I think Atkinson got Bunez as well under the braking, so turn 1 braking zone worked favourably there for Joseph Atkinson.
What this battling is doing is it's allowing the 3 that sort of just become a bit disconnected at the back of the field just to start reeling them back in, and it's opening up a big gap. So they're now dropping quite far away from the top 10 here.
Yeah, you can see 10th place at the moment. Josh Rousel is just hanging on to the back of Bartolini in 9th, and this gaggle of cars here, starting with Mark Guest and all the way back down really to Alan Artis down in 21st. They are completely separated now from that what is 3rd group. So we've got the trio there of Morgan, Bartolini and Rousel tucked in 8th place, and there's a little bit of a gap between 7th and 8th there. As you can see, Fitzgerald, after making the move on Morgan, had escaped and is trying to catch up with, well, those in front of him really, led by Liam Ferguson, trying to catch up with the leading pair.
He's not closing in as fast as I was expecting, Liam Ferguson, but Sam Creek's doing a brilliant job out front so far. Obviously, neither of us tipped him for the win. It looked like the Fords were going to be unbeatable round here.
Yeah, I think his start was unbelievable. Got himself in front, and we've seen him do this before, leading from the front. I believe it was last time round at Watkins Glen. He did a similar thing to this, if I remember rightly, Sam Creek. So race 3. Let me make sure I'm remembering that correctly. Yeah, race 3 he won, didn't he? And it was a similar story. He got away early, kind of took the lead in the opening few laps, and kind of made that position his own. As you can see here, though, Joe Turner had enough of being behind Liam Ferguson. Looks to try and make a move through the final corner into turn 1. Around the outside, is he going to be able to make that one stick? I think under braking, Ferguson's going to keep hold of that one. And in the process, it looks like Kean Walsh is looking to try and take the position off of Turnell. Nah, he's just going to slot him behind.
Just keeping an eye on this battle from 10th down, and it's literally going up the back straight. They were right in the slipstream, fanning out left, right and centre, and somehow they've all managed to tuck themselves back in, and yeah, it's proper close door-to-door racing. I think that's Clement Marceau at the back I've just seen there, just going side by side with Connor Lees, I think.
And Connor Lees ends up outbraking Martin Johnson into the braking zone and trying to get that position off him. Looks, obviously the bottom 5 racers from this from race 1 do drop down into B lobby for the second race, and obviously being replaced by the top 5 from B. And as it stands, those 5 would be Alex Ellis, Martin Johnson, Connor Lees, Clement Marceau and Alan Artis tucked in at the back of this lot. And he's just watching the 4 of them scrap away and hoping to get a position gained, but there's just no room to be had there at all. Under braking though, look at that from the MG. Slots in front of Marceau, and Artis looks to be getting involved. However, up now looking at, I think I might have missed an Bartolini finds himself in 8th place. He's got past Scott Morgan. Yeah, he's got past Scott Morgan and he's already gained a 2.5 seconds on the Welshman.
Steve battle for the lead. Jason Sherlock looking around the outside of Sam Creek, going around the final corner.
Good spot, Connor, yep. Sam Creek's got that inside line, so I'm not expecting the greatest of exits. And yeah, Jason Sherlock's going to tuck him behind, see if he can get him possibly into the braking zone. Does look like he's just going to play that one safe and wait for another moment, but it's a knock at the door from Sherlock. Oh, got some really good run in the exit. He looks like he's going to try and make a move possibly onto the inside into turn 3. Sam Creek keeps that one. Just putting Creek under a lot of pressure is Sherlock, and It's not going to be what Creek wants at all, but he's driving well so far. He doesn't look to be making many mistakes, if any. See further behind him, that gap is increasing further behind. You can see Rousel has got past Scott Morgan as well, so Rousel up into 9th and Scott Morgan, never mind, they have swapped the position straight back, so they are in a right battle between the two. Let's switch over to that one. Rousel in the Mercedes got past the Ford again. Is he going to hold on to it this time, or is Scott Morgan going to try and get on back? Because Morgan just doesn't seem to have the same pace in the race as he did in qualifying.
Looking back here, Owen Good was looking for a move past Trace Atkinson there. Just couldn't quite pull it off, but Atkinson's now worked himself to the front of this little train here. Can he now sort of try and work to really the top 10?
I think that would probably be his plan, but I think he'll probably be looking ahead and knowing that Morgan he doesn't have damage to Scott Morgan, but he seems to be struggling, and you know, these guys behind, they'll be sensing blood and, you know, trying to get up to him, but they've just been battling away amongst themselves, and it's not helping anyone out. I mean, the bottom 5 are still Ellis, Johnson, Lees, Marceau and Artis, who actually has fallen off the back quite considerably now. About 3 seconds away is Alan, unfortunately. I think he's not sure if he's got a problem, but he's completely dropped off there, so he'll be unlucky, and you know, hopefully we'll see him back for race 3 if it does stay this way. Of course, anything can happen in these final 4 laps as we hit lap 7 of 10 here at Sebring.
Steve, I can confirm Alan Artis, 21% engine damage.
Ah, that's so unfortunate for him. So yeah, so he's clearly had an error of some sort through the as the race has gone on. See in the background there, I think that was Bartolini going a little bit wide as he's pushing hard to try and catch back up with this top 7. I mean, really, you've got the top 2 and then 3rd to 7th all tucked in. Just at the back of this lot, mention has to go to Matt Fitzgerald, who's had a good drive so far, quite quiet one, but he's just tucked in behind this lot and he's probably ready to pounce should a mistake happen, but it's very hard to see where that mistake's going to be unless someone tries an audacious move into the hairpin, not this time round.
Just having another look at this battle, Steve. Scott Morgan just had a little nibble at Josh Russell, just couldn't make the move stick up the inside. Russell holding on in the Mercedes.
Russell, yeah, really good drive there in 9th at the moment. Scott Morgan looks to have possibly figured out what was going wrong in the opening few laps. Let's switch over to that one. Just need to be a little bit careful though, because I've noticed that the gap between Creek and Sherlock has increased slightly. So Sherlock is about to find himself in the clutches of Liam Ferguson and the kind of pack that's built up behind him. So just want to keep one eye on that one as well. Do ignore the timing gap there between Alex Ellis and Martin Johnson. That is incorrect. Scott Morgan, though, as you can see, all over the back of Josh Russell. No position to be gained at the moment, but like I say, whatever he was struggling with in the opening few, seems to have figured it out. Whether it was just lost his rhythm completely and was struggling to find it back, I'm not sure. Up at the front though, I think Sam Creek might have made a slight mistake as he finds himself a couple tenths closer is Sherlock this time round. As a move has been made for 4th place as Kean Walsh makes a pass on Joe Turnell, and that's going to put Walsh now in the driving seat to try and take the position away from Liam Ferguson and get himself onto the podium. See Sherlock though, still tucked in behind Sam Creek. He doesn't seem to be able to make the move. There's no gap really opening up for him. Sam Creek is driving a really good race at the moment.
Just watching that towards the back, as we're sort of towards the relegation sort of spots, as we would say. This battle's starting to get a little bit fierce now. There's a little bit more in the way of panel rubbing going on back here. I think drivers are now starting to realise time is running out if they want to stay in A-lobby.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, obviously, as you can see, you know, Alan Artis in 21st, he's looking at a drop at the moment, as is Martin Johnson in 20th, Clement Marceau in 19th, Conor Lees 18th, and Alex Ellis in 17th. I did see Ellis and Michael Dessy were fighting back and forth and doing a couple position swaps. Just
Steve, back to the front, Sherlock's got the inside on Sam Creek.
So yeah, as he's right now over that timing line, he did show up as in first place. Creek though has got the inside line into the right-hander, under braking. Is Sherlock going to make the move? Goes for the undercut, little bit of a block between the two of them. Has he managed to hold it around the outside? I think he's going to have to give that one up. A little bit of dirt comes up as he holds around the outside, wheels on the grass. He's still holding that line. He's got the inside to the right-hander. If he can beat him under the brakes. Oh, a little bit of a squeeze between the pair of them. Sam Creek keeps it going, so does Jason Sherlock.
Look who's closing in. Look who is closing in. Liam Ferguson.
Liam Ferguson and Kean Walsh bringing the other two as well. This could turn into a front six battle for the lead with the 2 laps to go. As Sherlock, look at the defensive line being taken by Creek there. Sherlock looks to go to the inside, goes to the outside. He's got alongside him into the right-hander. Creek's got the inside though.
Can Sherlock hold it? Can he hold it? Oh, just
Looked
runs
a
out of
little bit
traction.
unsettled there, yeah. I thought he was going to keep that one around the outside. Been a great move if he managed to pull that one off. However, what this has done, like you say, Liam Ferguson is right behind them now, and it is going to be a 6-car scrap. Unless, I mean, I'm saying 6 right at the back though. Matt Fitzgerald in 7th is, you know, he's not out of it completely, judging by how quick that gap closed.
This is exactly what Liam Ferguson and everyone behind has been wanting, the top 2 to start battling. It looks at one point like the gap was just too much. Now here we are, almost a 6-car train.
Absolutely, yeah. There was a moment, wasn't there, that you thought these two had just settled themselves in and accepted, yep, we'll take first and second, no worries about that. But look at Sam Creek, he's going so defensive as they make their way into the hairpin. Outside line for Sherlock. Creek is just positioning that car perfectly. There's no gap there for Sherlock at all. And Liam Ferguson, look, he's got Kean Walsh behind him. And I think Walsh might actually be trying to get past Ferguson to help his teammate out as well, because he is, of course, the teammate of Sam Creek. They can see, though, yet again, Creek goes defensive to the inside. Sherlock around the outside. He's braking. He's got himself side by side. Has he managed to get the great X out? I think he has. He's got the inside into the left-hander. He's taken the lead as they make their way through this technical section. Creek still got the inside line, though. Not giving that
It's a carbon
at all.
copy of last lap.
Again, side by side as they make their exit. Liam Ferguson, look at him smelling blood. He's going for the outside line on the pair of them. He's going to have to hold that one out as Sherlock and Creek side by side yet again through here. Under braking, Sherlock looks like he's got that one. No, Creek's going to still stick it out, and he's keeping himself there as well. Surely that's going to be the position. So Sherlock
Just
does
behind
take the lead.
There was a little nearby
in the
Liam
background.
Ferguson just behind.
Kean Walsh had a moment of looking up at Ferguson, and now here we go though. Sherlock, he's the one who's having to go defensive onto the inside. Sam Creek round the outside this time. See if he can hold it into there. We saw last time round Sherlock try this. Oh, look at the switchback! The switchback from Sam Creek as he takes that one straight back, and Sherlock drops himself down into second place. There was nothing that he could have done there. He tried to hold that inside line. It just got unsettled over the bumps, and Sam Creek retakes the lead as we're here on the final lap of round 7 of the championship. I went to say 4 then. It's definitely not round 4. Look at Liam Ferguson though. He's waiting. Oh, Sam Creek's so defensive into this area.
This is going to have to be the most defensive lap Sam Creek has probably ever raced. As Liam Ferguson, look there.
We thought it would become a front 6 battle for the lead, and unfortunately for Ferguson, Walsh, Turner and Turk, they're just having to watch these two fight out and maybe try and pick up some scraps. You can see yet again Sam Creek takes that defensive line to the inside. Around the outside, Sherlock went to go and nearly had contact there with Liam Ferguson as Ferguson slotted in behind them. Creek though, he's almost halfway through the lap so far. He's held on to this one. He needs Ferguson to start putting pressure on Sherlock, just to give himself a break, if nothing else. Now is Sherlock going to set it up again? He's going to go for that switch back and make his way, get the inside line. It looks like Sam Creek doesn't go as defensive as he has done the last few laps, and that Sherlock just going to have to tuck in now. It's probably going to, if it's going to be anything, it's going to be a move down the back straight.
Can Sherlock do to Creek what Creek did to Sherlock last lap?
Let's see, did Creek give away a secret? Did Creek give away the way to make the move? Onto the straight we go. Jason Sherlock, oh, he looks too far back to me. If anything, he's going to be under a bit more pressure from Ferguson.
Creek's got a brilliant exit out there.
think he's done enough. I think Sam Creek has done enough. You can see behind them though, Joe Turner looks to be trying to make a move on Kean Walsh.
Oh, he's gone on the inside of Ferguson.
What a move from Turner in the background, just catching that Sam Creek out of the final corner though. He's going to keep on out of the line. Behind them, is Ferguson going to take third back? No, he doesn't. Whoa, what a finish to the race. Sam Creek takes the win. As the AI forget how to drive. Sam Creek takes the win in round 7 of the championship. Sherlock has to settle for second.
I need to see the race results for how close that was, third and fourth.
I think fifth as well. I think, from what I can tell, it looked like it was extremely close for Kean Walsh to get involved in that one as well. As you can see though, look at the pack that built up behind Joseph Atkinson though. You can just see on the map the train of cars behind them.
Where's the official results? 22 thousandths I make that between third and fourth. And then was it a further 58 thousandths from fourth to fifth? Wow. Wow, that's all I can say is just wow.
Here we go then, let's get confirmation of the finish results. So yeah, Sam Creek does take the win in race 1, Jason Sherlock in second, and yeah, as mentioned, look at how close it was between third, fourth and fifth really, as they were extremely close between Joe Turner, Liam Ferguson, Kean Walsh. Alper Turk comes home in 6th place, 7th for Matt Fitzgerald, good start to his season now. And Bartolini a bit back in 8th place, 9th for Scott Morgan, so hopefully can build on whatever he found wrong through the opening few laps. Joseph Atkinson finds himself in 10th, and 9th in the end did go to Josh Rousel. 12th was Owen Good, 13th for Mark Guest, 14th for Robin Walters, 15th is Jeremy Bounier, and then Alex Ellis comes home in 16th, meaning he stays in A lobby. Those dropping down though, Michael Dessy, Connor Lees, Martin Johnson, Clement Marceau, and unfortunately, as previous mentioned, with the damage, Alan Artis in 21st. Gonna have to catch my breath after that race. That was a really exciting final few laps, and Sam Creek did so well to hold on to that one.
That, for a moment, that race looked sort of, it was just going to be like a 2-horse race. And then all of a sudden it's a 6-train. Yes, it's just a 6-car train. Out of nowhere. I think we've got to commend Sam Creek. What a move that was around the final corner to retake the lead. And what a move that was as well to take third there. That was one of the best races I have watched in a very long time. Joe Turner, brilliant last lap moves. Went from 5th to 3rd on that final corner.
Yeah. I think another mention has to go to Sam Creek, because Jason Sherlock took his chance to get the position off him, and Sam Creek just slipped underneath him and took it straight back on the cutback. Got a really good drive out of the final corner to hold on to it onto the final lap, and he just never looked like giving that position back again. And yeah, Sherlock, fair play to him, he gave it everything to take that position, but it just wasn't there for him. It just wasn't happening, and yeah, great start to the night for Sam Creek. And of course it was a great start for, it was a great start for everyone really. The only people really that can be disappointed will be those bottom 5. I think Alan Artis not going to be happy finishing that far back, but like you mentioned, the 21% engine damage, he was, he did well to bring it back and get the points. But yeah, great drive at the front of this one.
And Steve, we've had the results for B lobby come in as well, so we now know who is going to be coming up.
We do, yeah. Top 5 from B lobby were Andre. Why don't you run through those for us, Connor?
Oh, well, we've got. I've got to remember how to pronounce this because we had a telling off for pronouncing this wrong. Am I right in saying we pronounce it Freitas? Is it Freitas or Freitas?
Freitas. That's right. Yep.
Freitas. So it's Andre Freitas coming up. Dave German is coming up. We also have Thibaut de Bomy coming up. Philip Birch coming up, and a first A-lobby appearance of this season for, I believe he's one of our American racers, Howard Keller.
Absolutely, yeah, very right. See him up in A-lobby to see what he can do. Just double check that I think the lobby might be getting restarted because the host, which was of course Connolly's, got dropped out. So you have to bear with us 1 second whilst we get this one sorted. I think it will be Liam Ferguson hosting race 2. So yeah, do bear with us for 1 second whilst we get ready for round 2. Welcome, Noble. Great race 1. How was that from your view? I was just clinging on, had a smidge bit of damage. Oh, okay. Well, you did well. You did really well. I swear you always seem to have damage. Every time I ask you how the race went, you tell me you had damage.
We've got Sam Creek in the chat now as well, Steve. Yes, it was indeed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can tell you now.
Fun battle for first, absolutely.
It was to watch as well.
Yeah. No, that was something. I'm glad I got myself a drink before. Yeah, I seem to not get the grip of going down gears. Yeah, might need to work on that. Going up them you seem to be fine though. You're fast enough.
Load back in.
Have you managed to get back in, yeah?
Yeah, I managed to get back in.
There we go.
But weird, because normally I sit and wait in an Audi R8, and I can't select that now.
Say you're in an Audi R8 now.
No, normally I'd be in an Audi R8, but yeah, the lobby seems to be set for touring cars only, so I've had to jump in one of my one of the cars that I do occasionally race.
That makes sense. Just waiting for the final few to get in. So then, dare we ask, race 2, who's your pick?
Oh, now you've put me on the spot. Because tonight's not gone the way I was expecting. Not after that last race. Oh, I'm going to stick with my race 1 pick. I think Jason Sherlock's got something up his sleeve that he's been hiding.
Okay. Okay.
What about you then, Steve?
I'm going with Joe Turnell. I think the confidence is going to be running high after that last lap move. And I think he's going to bring that into race 2 and get his... I think it'll be his first win of the season, actually, if he gets it, because he hasn't won yet, Turnell. No, he's been second twice. So I reckon we can... we might see it.
Anything else that we've got what we can waffle about whilst we wait for the lobby to go?
How did you find the first race at Sebring in the Touring Car Championship? I think is a question I'm interested to know, because there didn't look to be as many overtaking spots as there could have been before.
It seems... Obviously, it's quite twisty on certain parts of the track where you do sort of... I don't like to use the phrase Monaco, but it does get quite tight. Yep. So there are quite a number of areas where it does seem to be a very single-file procession. I think slipstream definitely is a very, very key thing here. I think that was quite evident. The slipstream that you can get, particularly down that back straight, into the final corner and then onto the pit straight into turn 1. Saw a lot of moves there. And then also to the run into the hairpin as well. Saw a lot of overtakes further back, particularly going into that hairpin.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised with turn 1 being as calm as turn 1-2 being as calm as it have been. I expected to see a little bit more... I don't want to say chaos, but a little bit more chaos and carnage into that section. It looks like they're all being quite respectful of each other. Other than that one moment where we saw Scott Morgan go wide, I believe that was when he was side by side with Alper Turk. I think, other than that, it's been quite calm. And I'm just waiting to see if things will change this time round, or at the very least next... race 3, final race of the night, when there's the reverse grid chucked in. That could throw up a couple of things as well. But we'll have to wait and see for that.
I believe we've got everyone ready, so I believe the lobby host is just doing a final check to make sure settings are all correct. I'm going to throw a question to you, Steve.
Oh, dreading it, but go on.
The dark horse for this race.
A dark horse, so not quite unexpected, someone you wouldn't expect to get the... I'm intrigued to see what Matt Fitzgerald can do.
I was going to take the exact same pick.
Look at that. Great minds. I think he drove really well in race 1, considering that obviously it's his first showing of the season. He drove really well in race 1. He found himself in 7th, just out of that kind of scrap for what became the scrap for the lead. Roger for the win says no. Well, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't put it past him. He's been extremely quick as well. But I just think, for a dark horse call, I think it'd be interesting to see what he can do, because I think the thing that put him out of the contention really that round was he just found himself too far back and too much, space to regain. Whereas I feel like it'd be different this time round. I feel like if he can get away early and get with that leading pack early, he'll find himself amongst it, and just be interesting to see what he can do during that then. But hey, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, like I say in the chat, Noble says Roger for the win. Wouldn't put it past him. Would not put it past him at all. Don't think he's got a win yet this season, has he?
No, I don't think we've seen a win for Albuquerque, have we? Obviously, round 1 to 3, he was in the Honda, wasn't he?
Let's see. Yeah, he was. He's got a couple third places. So him and Joe Turnell, a couple seconds and a couple thirds between them. I mean, they've been extremely quick up there, and I can see them getting that win at some point this season. It's just a case of when, as opposed to if.
Was a love-hate relationship with his Honda.
Yeah, I think as we mentioned before, I think the want to put him and Turner in the same car so they were working together, have two quick drivers in the same one was too strong, and you can't argue with that at all. So get the ticker sorted out as always. Seeing it doesn't save what I had last race. There we go. So then, as you can see,
seems to do that.
Of course, it won't save you settings. See,
why else would I want to have the same settings that I've been using?
Who knows? See that Sam Creek lean them all around as we get ready for the second race of the night. Apologies. I had to have a quick drink, then my throat started giving up. I think race 1 took it out of me more than I expected.
That race 1 went from I don't want to say 0, but it definitely shot up in temperature in those final few laps. It's going to take a lot to beat, I reckon.
Yeah, I think I can't disagree with that at all. I think the race 1, it was good, it was very good, and then as suddenly those last couple of laps, it just, like you say, it just stepped up a couple of gears. And it'll be interesting to see whether it continues where it left off, or if we'll see the same thing this time round, where they just, wait it out, and then the last couple of laps go, right, need the positions, let's have it. As you can see, cars all just making their way round. Believe they're in the right order. So, grid then for race 2 of the night is the finishing positions. Evening, gents, great job on the commentary. Hope this race is just as good as race 1. Tell me about it. There was something else that race 1. Appreciate you being there though, bud. So yeah, grid for race 2 then is the finishing positions of race 1, obviously with the top 5 from B lobby being chucked into the bottom 5 positions. So it is Sam Creek starting from pole position. It's Jason Sherlock behind him. Then it's Joe Turnell and Liam Ferguson 3rd and 4th. Kian Walsh is in 5th. Behind him is Albert Turk, Pat Fitzgerald, Anthony Bartolini, and then Scott Morgan in 9th. Let's see if he can do a bit better than the first race went for him. Obviously starting 2nd, found himself dropping all the way down. Atkinson is in 10th. Behind him is Josh Rousel, Owen Good, Mark Guest, Robin Walters, Jeremy Brunier, and Alex Ellis is in 16th. Then the 5 that came up from B lobby, that is Andre Freitas. Freitas. See, I'm doing it already. Dave German, Thibaut Debome, Philip Birch, and Howard Keller. Sat there in 21st. So, welcome to the championship, Howard. Let's see how you get on.
Is this Howard's first race as well with us?
Yes, it is. I think he might have raced a little bit last season, but not masses at all, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I think he might have done a couple rounds last season, but this is his first attempt to do a bit more, I think. Actually, I think he signed up for last season, but he didn't actually manage to be able to participate. So, yeah, we'll say he's a rookie. This is his first week.
Be interesting to see if Sam Creek goes as far central this time.
Looks like he might be.
Yeah, he is. He's really sort of moving more quite centrally there.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking that great comms lads here, guys. Cheers, guys. Appreciate that. Hopefully, we'll have an exciting race 2 for you all to get involved in and Hopefully it won't be a boring one.
You've said the words now, Steve.
I think after race 1, I think my lungs want a boring one, to be fair.
We've still got race 3 to go yet.
Yeah, I think that's why I need the break. Here we go then. Lined up on the grid. Let's see if Sam Creek can get the same start he did last time round. Long hold again.
Another very long hold. Very long hold. This is a longer hold than race 1, definitely.
Here we go, round 8 of the championship is underway. What a long hold that was. Instantly I can see there's some positions getting. I think that's Liam Ferguson dropping down. He's not got the greatest of starts. I think that's a good start from Bartolini, though. He's already up into 7th place. He's got past Matt Fitzgerald. Up the inside comes Stu Eternal on Jason Sherlock. He's looking to try and get that position early, but I think Sherlock's managed to get the good run out of turn 1. Into 2, Sherlock immediately goes defensively at the back. You can see it's a really bad start there for Howard Keller. I think that's down in 21st place. He's not got the greatest start at all. As you can see, though, into 3, 4... Sam Creek still holds lead. Everyone behind them looks to have got through safely. I don't think anyone's facing the wrong way. Ferguson
no,
drops
everyone's
down to
still on the track.
off the start, though. Not the greatest of starts for Ferguson at all. He's not going to like that one, but Sam Creek does exactly what he did in race 1 and gets away early.
Seeing a possible move into the hairpin. Dave German looking up the inside of Philip Birch.
As he goes side by side, you can see German just doesn't seem to get the greatest of exit out, though. Still possibly going to hold that inside line into the right-hander. May have to give this one up into the left, though he's got to be careful because he's got Thibaut Duomi just keeping an eye behind him. You can see further up. I think that was one of the... I think that was Brunier that looked like he was having a look up the inside, but it wasn't to be had. And you can see back here, though, Thibaut Duomi is looking now for a move on Dave German. However, back to the front, we can see Joe Turnell sat in 3rd place, holding off Kean Walsh as it stands. Is it going to be the same story again, though, with the front 2 getting away early and creating a bit of gap to give them some peace and quiet whilst they battle around just for the pair of them?
Oh, it looks like a bit of a twitch there for Turnell. That looked like a horrible twitch through there.
Managed to save it, though, so it's obviously not going to have done the greatest for his exit, but he's managed to hold on to that one. He's got the good thing he has right now is that Alper Turk, his teammate, is putting Kean Walsh under a lot of pressure. You can see behind Ferguson the 2 HRR cars of Fitzgerald and Bartolini and Fitzgerald are just...
That looked like a side-by-side back there for Owen Good and Joseph Atkinson.
Yeah, it looks like Good has got the position as it stands. Let's see if Atkinson can get a good exit onto the home straight. Not this time. He's going to just tuck in behind. That's position.
He's under a lot of pressure though from Russell.
Yeah, Russell, he had a great drive through the pack last time round. Well, we've seen some good drives actually from the Mercedes in his first week last week. Just going to tuck in behind these 2 and hope to see what he can do as the race goes on. Jason Sherlock, though, in 2nd place.
Oh, somebody off in the background. Dave German's just gone very wide and sent advertising boardings flying. Didn't see what happened. I just saw dust and boards.
I think he's managed to keep it going looking at the ticker. He's dropped the place to Thibaut Duomi, but he's sat now in 20th place, so it's not too bad. Jason Sherlock, though. There's Sam Creek yet again doing his defensive line to the inside. So Sherlock's looking around the outside. He's going to beat him under the brakes. Ford versus Astra. Who's going to get this one? Looks like Creek has managed to hold on to that one. A little bit of contact between the pair. Sherlock looked to try and slot in behind, but the space wasn't there for him.
You were saying you wanted to save your breath, Steve. I don't think they're going to let you.
No, would appear not. Sherlock really showed himself to the right-hand side there. He's trying to put off Creek early, I think. He does want the same thing as last race, and he knows behind him he's got Creek's team.
And this is the catch-22 now for Sam Creek. Do you back Sherlock up, hoping that your teammates can take advantage of this? Or do you just go, right, I'm in the lead, I need to pull away, I know what Sherlock can do?
I think even if he wanted to pull away, I think Sherlock's sticking with him regardless. So I think my instinct would be the first. It would be, let's see if I can just hold him up enough to, set his rhythm enough to get a teammate between us, and then use that opportunity to try and get the space. Because, if race one was anything to go by, he tried to get away and Sherlock was not having it. He just managed to hold on to the end. So you can see that onto the back straight. Sherlock follows him in the slipstream. He's pulled out, gone to the outside line again. Creek covers him off just a little bit, under braking. Sherlock has technically got the position. Is he going to hang around the outside? I don't think he's going to have the exit. He's got to be careful because Turnell's hanging in there.
I was about to say, Turnell is looking.
Yeah, Joe Turnell is just not quite in the position for an overtake, but yeah, again though, Sherlock round the outside. Dan Creek's doing really well at forcing him to take the long way round.
This could be the opening for Turnell possibly, because Sherlock is on the outside.
Yeah, is Sherlock going to get hung out to dry, or is this going to be the opportunity that was needed? Under braking Sherlock. Look at Turnell trying to follow through. Oh, that was not the greatest exit there for Sherlock, and 3 wide. They go through the left-hander, and I think Kean Walsh has come out of that one on top. He's come through. Sherlock's held on to 3rd place now instead, as Kean Walsh has got up to his teammate and is sat in 2nd place. Sherlock here under a lot of pressure from the 2 Echo Motorsport cars and also Liam Ferguson getting involved again. And at the back of them, you can see 7th place Anthony Bartolini.
Fitzgerald is right on the back of this battle as well.
I believe that's Bartolini actually, isn't it?
That's Bartolini, yep, sorry.
Yeah, Fitzgerald is the one just behind him, so the 2 have swapped from what they were last time round. But even so, now Kean Walsh then. He sits in 2nd place. What's the deal going to be between those two?
Just sort behind Turnell, got stood out by Ferguson.
I think Turnell's lost out to Albert Turk now as well.
Look, he's just gone up to 6th. Bartolini's got through and he's got a slide.
Just see that switch over down to see the Audi sideways. In the background, I think his teammate went wide as well. So these Audis just got a little bit wide through that right-hander, and that's a position gain for Scott Morgan. But Bartolini then sat in 7th place. See, this is the guy I meant when I said that my dark horse was him. Honestly, I promise. Just noticed Dave German. I think he got damaged because he is
another change. Steve, 2nd place. Jason Sherlock's got back through on Kean Walsh.
That must have been a mistake there from Walsh, because the gap between him and Creek is 8 tenths now. So there must have been a mistake in there. As I was just about to say, as Dave German I think has had a problem of some sort, because he is really far back in 21st place.
Just having a look, Steve, into this. He's not showing as having any damage on the car.
Did we miss him go into the pits possibly? I hope that we would have noticed that, but obviously it's been a hectic first few laps, so I wouldn't have been able to. We probably would have missed something like that happen. The distance is back.
I'm just going to try and find out for yourself.
Thank you very much. You can see though, Sam Creek looking to try and make it 2 out of 2.
I can confirm he has had a pit stop, Steve.
He has had
a pit stop.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So he has had a moment. Then it possibly was something that happened when he went wide. We saw him kicking up the dust. So unfortunate for him, but obviously 21st place, still going to get some good points, and you never know what happens further up. Something may happen and bring him some points as well. So, it's not over. See though, Sherlock in between the 2 Echo Sneak cars. He's not going to like this, is he? This is the kind of moment where he would have wished his teammate was in and not ill and able to give him a hand here. Because I feel like if Ryan Beale was involved in this, him and Sherlock would be able to fight this together. But instead, he's just got a sea of Astras and Echo Motorsport Astras around him. Only saving grace is a little bit of Liam Ferguson getting involved as well. You can see there, just tucked in 4th place, but it's lot all just calming it down as the front 9. No, I was going to say the front 9, but I think Bartolini's just dropping off the back of this lot now and falling into the clutches of Scott Morgan and his teammate Matt Fitzgerald. Gap seems to kind of be elastic banding a little bit. Sometimes it closes up and then it just expands back again between himself and Joe Turnell in 6th.
Steve back to the front. Sherlock has got a really good run onto this back straight. Sand Creek's going back on his defensive drives.
Yeah, good spot there, Connie. Yeah. So, again though, Sherlock has tried this quite a few times going around the outside. Hasn't worked yet. Under braking, big slide from Sherlock as he managed to hold that one. Oh, that could have gone fine. That could have gone bad. But look at Kean Walsh here, sees him now.
Just behind, Liam Ferguson's going side by side with Alper Turk.
Turk just going to slot in behind, I think, into the braking zone for first one, for T1. Yeah, just has to settle for fifth at the moment. Actually, for a second I thought he was lining up the cutback, but Ferguson covered that one off nicely.
He definitely still there though.
Yeah, he is. You can see though, Scott Morgan looks like he's trying to make a move. Switched to it just as they gave up on that one, but for a second Scott Morgan looked like he was going to make a move on Bartolini. I think there was, wasn't there? There looked to be a couple slightly sideways cars, but they looked like they both got away with that one.
Third place, Steve. Third place, Kean Walsh is now looking at Sherlock.
Sherlock doesn't seem to be taking that really inside line that he's seen Sam Creek take the last few laps, and every time he's under a bit of pressure, it's almost like he's just going, my focus is in front of me, and he kind of needs to be a little bit careful with that, because that lap, I think if Kean Walsh was a little bit closer, he would have looked at that gap and said, thank you very much, I'll be taking second place from you then. But Sherlock, though, under braking, you see, he really gains in on Sam Creek into this right-hander.
Just heading further back, Steve, just keeping an eye on 10th place at the minute. Russell's doing a very good job here of holding off Joseph Atkinson. He's been under a lot of pressure from that Ford.
I was just going to say, there was a bit of a run wide there from Kean Walsh as he's just pushing a little bit to try and keep with Sherlock. As you see that Scott Morgan has now got alongside as he made the move, stick on Bartolini. I think he might have done.
No, but yes, he has made a stick.
Oh, that was brave. He could have got. He looked like he just took that racing line and hoped for the best for a moment, because from that camera angle, I thought Bartolini was a lot closer than that made it look. But maybe I'm mistaken. But yeah, up into 7th place there with Scott Morgan, looking to make amends for the poor is a harsh word of putting it, but not the greatest.
Alper Turk on the inside of Ferguson. It's now going to be the outside for Turk. He's got it. Alper Turk has got the braking zone.
Yes, Alper Turk up into 4th place. Is he now looking to gain a podium off one of his stablemates up in the Echo Sneak cars? Or is he going to hope to try and pounce on if Jason Sherlock makes a mistake? It's still,
I did just notice something about Sherlock. He was looking there going into turn 1 on Sam Creek, but he just wasn't close enough. But look at the run he's had through here. He is right on the back of Sam Creek, and this is going to have to be another defensive drive from Sam.
Yeah, Sam's going to take that inside line. Sherlock really wants it, but Sam's not leaving it open. He's going to have to try and go around the outside. Is he going to go for a switch back here? Is he going to try and stick it out? It looks like he's going to stick it out again, and Creek's just positioning that car perfectly, and there's nothing that Sherlock seems to be able to do now. And he's got to be careful because he has got Creek's teammate in Kean Walsh tucked in right behind, so he's in a real rough situation here as Sherlock, but it's a great drive so far from Sam Creek.
I've got to say, if anybody's wanting to watch a defensive masterclass, just watch what Sam Creek is doing. He is parking the car exactly where he needs to, lap after lap.
Yeah, absolutely. He's positioning that car right where it needs to be so consistently, and Sherlock just... I think if Sherlock was a dirtier driver, he probably could have made the overtake by now, but the respect being shown is... Thought as I said that he lost his braking point, but no, he's just really closed in on Creek under braking.
You've got to think though, Steve, does the old Matt Neal, Jason Plato nudge, does that come into your mind?
Well, the touring car bump, as it's also been called, just a little tap under braking. Will Sherlock do it? I wouldn't have thought he would be. He seems to be quite, he seems to be just respectful and waiting. He's really wanting that inside line, and Creek's not giving it to him at all. Oh, a big slide from Sherlock again. He's got a better exit this time, though. He's got much better exit this time, and he looks to be trying to make a move. He's got the cutback slightly on Creek. Has he managed to make that one into turn 1? Creek's just squeezing him across, but Sherlock's sticking it out.
If Walsh can close in on this, he could take advantage if Sherlock runs wide.
Just hanging around the outside of Sherlock, and that's just not there. Creek, what a drive this is so far, and is Walsh looking for the inside line now into 3? He's just going to have to settle behind. Just a quick point though, Liam Ferguson and Joe Turnell have dropped out of this fight, so it is thus these top 4 as Ferguson just doesn't seem to have the pace this time round. which isn't a phrase that I normally use, of Ferguson doesn't have the pace this time round. He's consistently one of the quickest drivers, but this top four have just seemed to be in a different world in this race too. A little bit wide there from Creek, I thought. Just touch on the grass. Is that going to give an opportunity to Sherlock through the technical section? Creek again defensively holds that middle line, and Sherlock has to wait it out. He's going to try and cut back underneath. He's got to be careful with Kean Walsh tucked in behind as well.
I kind of feel sorry for everybody else in this race because we're so focused on what is going on up front.
I feel like I know what will happen the second I switch away from this battle to see, I can see on the map, I can see that Andre Freitas, sorry, was, no, I did say Freitas, I was right, was tucked in right with Alex Ellis there for 16th, but, the second I switch away from this fight, we'll see Albuquerque in the lead, Kean Walsh will be in second place, and, all have changed, and you can't risk it, you cannot take your eyes off this battle for the win.
You have to say Kean Walsh looks to be slightly closer this time, but something about that Ford in that slipstream. Jason Sherlock has got that tuned well. He's gaining so much in that straight.
Yeah, he is. I'm just keeping an eye here on Albuquerque, who's just tucked in fourth place here. He's not in the greatest positions here, Turk, actually. I mean, it's beneficial for him in that he's prime position should something happen in front, but he's looking at two of his teammates. Oh, Sherlock, really aggressive move to the outside. Is he going to make a move there? I think Creek has managed to hold on to that one. He's having to, almost weave to try and find a gap because of Sam Creek's defensive lines. He's going again. He's showing himself into the mirrors. And Kean Walsh, he's right on his back. He's saying, you try it. I'm here as well. Oh, they're almost touching through the left hand and they're so close together. Sam Creek, though, 2 laps to go. Oh, he's not gone too defensively to the inside that time round. I thought for a second Sherlock looked like he was going to go for the dive, but under braking again, like you say, Creek is just parking that car perfectly in the apex and not giving the opportunity.
Just flicking down, trying to find any other interesting battles. I have been noticing a big team battle been going on for 8th and 9th place. The 2 HYR Audis have been going hammer to tongue.
Yeah, the pair of Fitzgerald and Bartolini fighting away for bragging rights there. Have a check back to that in a second, as I can just see that Scott Morgan has managed to find himself on the back of the trio. Well, turn it into a trio, sorry, of the pair of Liam Ferguson and Joe Turnell, so he could be finding himself in the top 5, in the top 5 shortly. Oh, a little bit of contact there, I think, as the 4 of them are so close together. I think that was a just concertina effect slightly through the S's. Oh! We've got a black screen.
Yep, I think there's
Howard Keller.
And this is Sherlock's closest he's ever been going down this back straight. He's going to have an overlap before they get to the turn.
I think he is. Last couple of times we've seen that. He's technically had a timing zone where he's been in the lead. He's got a better exit this time round. Didn't see him slide out quite so much. Look at Kean Walsh though. He's tucked in behind his teammate. Oh, Sherlock close to the wall then. I thought he was about to make contact with that. He's got to be careful. Look at Creek. He's trying to get...
Look at Albuquerque
up the inside. Surely not making it 3 wide into turn 1.
He's got the inside line as well, Steve.
Under braking. Look at Turk go. What a move. Kean Walsh for a second looked like he was fighting for second place, and he's now having to settle for 4th as Albuquerque takes 2 into turn 1 and into the left hand. What a move by the Turkish driver. Final lap and he takes his chance.
Wow. There has been some spectacular overtakes this race. Not just this race, but this night so far. There has just been some spectacular overtakes.
Absolutely. And there's still half a lap to go. Well, 3/4 of the lap to go. Oh, Turk looked at Creek then as well. That was so different. Sherlock, we're so used to him seeing Creek go defensive to the inside and trying to dive it up and trying to stick it around the outside. Turk took one look, went, yep, inside, cheers. And look, just stuck his nose in. Further back, you can see there is a scrap going on for 5th place, but we cannot take our eyes off this battle for the lead. We're watching him. We're going to have to watch out for Turk because he's just tucked in behind Sam Creek. Sam Creek is not used to this guy being behind him in this race. He's Oh, a tap on the back there from Turk onto Creek as they go around the right-hander.
Albuquerque is going to want his first win of the season. But it's his teammate in front.
There he goes then. Through the technical section, into the right-hander. As they snap it left, then onto the right, down the back straight. Will Albuquerque get a good run? I think Creek got a better exit, but we'll keep an eye on him under slipstream.
Looking at Kean Walsh here, he's very close to Sherlock.
I think you're right, Kean Walsh is having a look at Jason Sherlock, but Sam Creek, though, looks like he may have done enough to take a second win of the night.
Just behind there's a side-by-side Ferguson and Turnell.
Sam Creek rounds the final corner, Albuquerque behind him. It is going to be race win 2 out of 2 for Sam Creek. Albuquerque takes second, great drive from him to take that one. Sherlock is third, fourth place for Kean Walsh, fifth is Joe Turnell, sixth in the end was Liam Ferguson, so close between him and Scott Morgan.
I think Ferguson got it on the line.
Joseph Atkinson took 8th place. He was 10th as Bartolini and Fitzgerald were scrapping away for 8th, and Atkinson said, thanks, I'll take the pair of you.
Steve, wow. I didn't think we could top race 1. I think we just did.
That move from Albuquerque to take 2 into 1 was such a good move, and a point has to be made actually. I just noticed further back, Andre Freitas, has kept into A lobby by 9/100ths of a second, just under a tenth. There you go, though. That is confirmation of the final results. Bottom 5, obviously, are the ones dropping down. So that is Alex Ellis, Thibaut Omi, Robin Walters, and unfortunately Dave German, and of course Howard Keller, who had the unfortunate disconnect. But what a drive there from, Jason Sherlock, great third place, amazing second place there for Albuquerque. But it's 2 out of 2 for Sam Creek, taking his second win of the night. Really making a push for the lead of the championship is Sam Creek after that one.
And today is the ideal time to make that break. With Ryan Beale not here, this is the time. This could be the pivotal moment, this championship. Get these points when the guy that we expected to just walk off with the championship isn't here tonight. You've got to feel Ryan's going to have to be gutted, being ill tonight, unable to race. There's been some absolutely monumental overtakes. Some monumental racing.
Absolutely agree with that. I think just going to keep an eye. The results have come through for the the top 5 from B lobby that are coming up. Michael Desi, Clement Marceau returning, as is Connor Lees and Alan Artis. But 5th coming up. So just sneaking in is Aidan Brown in the Honda. So, well. Incredibly good race yet again. So confirmation then of the finishing results. Sam Creek takes first place, followed by Turk, Sherlock, and of course Kean Walsh in 4th. 5th place for Joe Turnell with Liam Ferguson, Scott Morgan, Joseph Atkinson with a good drive for 8th place, finishing ahead of the HYR pair that he managed to sneak past, I think, on the final couple laps. We completely missed watching that battle for the win, as Bartolini and Fitzgerald take 9th and 10th. 11th place for Mark Guest, 12th for Owen Good, 13th for Jeremy Bunier. And then following them is Philip Birch with a good drive for 14th, 15th for Josh Rizal, and Andre Freitas. I will get it right. I will, I promise. 16th, managing to keep himself in a... Wow.
Wow is the only word I think we can realistically use there, Steve. That escalated.
It was the same story again, I felt like. It was this is really good, really good close racing. Don't want to turn away from this one. It's just back and forth, and then, what's that, 2 laps to go? Yeah, screw it. I'll take 2 people into turn 1, move of the night there for Albuquerque. And he for a minute, he looked like he went to have a go at Sound Creek as well for the win, but it just wasn't there that time. But there's still one more race to go, and of course, race 3 of the night does bring in the random reverse. Have to see what the draw is. It is 7th place, which means that Scott Morgan gets the chance to redeem himself as he starts from pole for the final round of the night. Scott Morgan starting from pole. Ferguson is alongside him in second. Then it will be Turnell, Walsh, Sherlock from 5th. And then Alperturk and Sound Creek starting 6th and 7th, and then behind them Joseph Atkinson in starting where he finished in 8th place. So unfortunate for Atkinson. If the drive he got to get up to 8th place, if he got one more, it would have started on pole. But it's the way the random goes, unfortunately. And well, yeah.
Well, the question I'm going to pose now.
Don't do this to me. I can't pick after that.
No, I'm not going for your pick just yet, Steve.
Okay.
Liam Ferguson, he looked a little bit off that last race. He's got a second spot start for this one. Can he get a win? Can he get this win tonight?
I want to say yes. I think it's been a stunning drive so far from Creek. There's clearly Ferguson does have that pace in the Astra. We know he does. We've seen him do it time and time and time again. But what is he going to do? I think my question mark is, can he find it when it matters? He's starting from second place. Is this his moment to just get the perfect time down? Not even perfect, but just he looked out of sorts in that race too. Wasn't with that front four at all. He dropped off the pace a little bit, and it's not something we used to seeing from him. I want to say we'll see him up there and redeem himself, but I don't know if I think he will. I really don't.
I'm going to put another question out. If Ferguson can't win, does Sam Creek make it 3 from 3 from 7th on the grid?
We haven't seen 3 from 3. I don't think we saw it. We haven't seen it this season yet. I don't think we saw it at all of last season or the season. I don't think we've seen anyone pull off the 3 out of 3.
Not at least for a very long time.
No. If he can pull it off, absolutely deserved. Liam Ferguson has managed
to pull 3 out of 3 though, Steve, I suppose is another big question. Could he then be the favourite for the championship?
I think he'd be putting himself definitely in the conversation. He's in the conversation already, but he'd be putting himself kind of at the front of people's minds if he manages to pull this off. Liam Ferguson got close last season. He had a first place, and then second place in race 3. He had the final rounds of the season. He came first, second, first. So he was close to it. I feel like Creek, the pace he's shown, and the defensive driving he's done really well. He's done very good with those defensive moves. It's whether he can turn it into an attacking move to take the position. That'll be what I'm interested to see.
We saw him pull off that brilliant move at the end of race 1 to retake the lead at the final corner. I think he's got that overtaking in his locker. We saw that blinding start. We saw that move at the final corner. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go and put my neck on the line. I think we'll see a 3 from 3.
Oh,
That's my race 3 prediction.
That is bold. I am not going to argue against you at all because Sound Creek has looked mighty impressive. I think my only question mark is we've seen him defend. We've got to see him attack. We haven't seen him attack around here yet. He hasn't had to really make an overtake. I'd be pretty sure he's pretty much led start to finish both races. He had a couple laps at the start of race 1 where he was needing to overtake, but he got that done quite quick. He's not having to make it from 7th to 1st like he will be this time. But guys in the comments, in the chat, feel free, get involved. What do you think? Do you think Creek's going to make it 3 out of 3? Who else do you think is going to be in for a shout? I think Alperturk, that move on the final round, on the final corner, not the final corner, going into the final laps, Wouldn't be surprised to see him up there. Yeah, it's anyone's call. It really is anyone's call here.
I might have missed it, Steve, but who do you think was going to be your bet? Might have missed it if you'd already said it.
I think I'd kind of danced around the question, to be honest, to try and give myself a bit more time. I'm going to go with Turk. I'm going to go with Alpaturk.
You reckon Alpaturk will take his first win of the season?
Alpaturk from 5th, absolutely. I think. Hopefully, I'm not going to give him the commentator's curse with that, but yeah, great drive from that move into the first turn. That was something that I almost can't put into words how much that was just near perfection.
Timed that absolutely brilliantly. That run off the final corner. That was just.
He just got such a good run, and then managed to just go, yeah, I'll take this. Cheers. Yeah, so impressive. Such an impressive drive. I hope those that have been watching have been enjoying the racing so far. I know that I need to. Gonna need to get my asthma inhaler out if they're gonna do this for race 3. I really will. I really will. I haven't had to use the asthma inhaler during the racing in quite a while, but it's gonna be needed if they decide to do that to me again.
Just waiting on the final few to ready up, it looks like.
Yeah, I think everyone's made it in. Just double check.
Yes, we've got 23 in the lobby, obviously
yeah,
only
so
21 racing.
Yep, so that is everyone there. That's something then.
I'm going to throw another question to you, Steve, while we wait.
Please stop it. No, carry on, go on. What we got?
The dark horse for race 3.
Is it a dark horse if he's starting on pole?
Ooh. He's got the chance to redeem himself. He's shown good pace. Obviously, he put it on the front row in qualifying. That was on raw pace. It was that mistake in race 1. What could have been?
I think, is it a cop-out to go, my dark horse for race 2, for the final race win of the night, is the guy who is starting from first? Is that a cop-out answer?
I'll tell you where I'm going to look as a dark horse, Steve.
You're looking
Joseph
further back?
Atkinson.
Okay. Yeah.
Showed good pace towards the end of that race. Obviously, we kind of missed it, given the battle that was going on up front. Just missed out on that reverse grid pole.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an opportunity. Keep the nose clean on the first few laps. Keep the leading pack. He's shown pace in that Audi. Sorry, Ford.
Yeah, he he didn't have the greatest of starts this season, did Atkinson? Just looking at his performances so far, I mean, his worst finish of the season so up until tonight, he was finishing between 20th and 39th. And then he comes out this week, and race 1. Let me make sure. I believe he scraped a top 10 in race 1, but I feel like I'm going to say this and then be wrong. Let me make 100% sure. Atkinson. Yeah, he did. He got 10th in race 1. Yeah, I was right. And then race 2 obviously came home in 8th. Is it too much to ask to see that he can find himself minimum on the podium? I mean, it really does depend what happens in front of him, because I feel like those that are in front of him, there's almost bad blood between them. They've been scrapping away so much this, not just tonight, last week as well. It's always been these lot. at some point there's going to be something between them. There's going to be an instant. There's going to be something that's going to just create an opportunity for someone else. And Atkinson putting himself in 8th place, he's in the prime spot. What can we say? I think it's an interesting call. So we've both picked teammates for the dark horse then, because Atkinson and Morgan are, of course, teammates.
They're definitely ones to watch. Obviously, they were having a very good. There was a very good battle going on, and obviously, like I said, Atkinson showed very good speed towards the end. We're hoping that we'll actually be able to see a bit more of that battle, but at the same time, we're hoping we kind of see more of what we've seen in the first 2 races up front.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'd love to switch more to seeing what's going on further back in the grid. But when you've got a race like that where no one seems to be, you know, if there's a chance for an overtake, it's being had up at the front. It's so hard to switch away from it.
And like you say, you know what will happen. It will be the telltale thing. Oh, let's just go and have a look at something else, and then we'll flick back, and all 4 cars will be upside down.
Hopefully not that extreme, but yeah.
We've had it before, Steve, in past seasons. We've missed the key drama like that. We just flick away for a little bit, and oh, hang on a minute, he's down 20 places. Oh, okay, we've missed something here.
Yeah, not wrong. You guys direct from console via PC. We are direct from console currently. Hoping to upgrade it at some point, but yeah, direct from console. Just had a question in the chat. Okay, yeah, I know. We'll upgrade it at some point, or I hope to anyway.
Is it in the budget?
This is hardly in the budget. No, if I try to stream it from my terrible, I say terrible, it does the job, from my laptop, I think we'd be probably running the stream at 480p. So
is it one of these ones that after the first 2 minutes your fan in your laptop will have it levitating?
Yeah, fan's going off so strong that it's it sounded like it's starting a jet engine. It's on its way to Tenerife on a Ryanair flight. That was the word I was looking for. When you do, let me know. Happy to help out with graphics. Wow, that'd be amazing. Yeah, chuck me a message on. I think I've seen you in the Discord. So yeah, chuck me a message and we can have a chat up for that.
It's a good thing you brought that just up then, Steve. I was going to do a very dodgy Harry Potter spell for your levitating laptop.
Thank you for switching away from that. I'm really glad. How about?
I could still say it, and your laptop might just start levitating on its own accord.
How about instead? Why don't you run through the grid then for race 3 of the night? How about that instead?
Oh, that puts the pressure on me then, Steve. That desperate to get away from my Harry Potter jokes.
I think you don't even need to put Harry Potter in that. Just getting away from your jokes, I think, is sometimes the desperation.
Oh, all fun. No, it's first time for me reading this out. Scott Morgan on pole position with his Ford. Can he redeem himself after race 1? The potential was there. He put it on the front row. Now is the chance. Liam Ferguson alongside, not taking a win tonight so far. It's the highest he started tonight, so golden opportunity. Joe Turnell alongside, starting up on row 2. Alongside him, Kian Walsh. Row 3, Jason Sherlock. He's put on some very good aggressive drives tonight. He's just not been able to get the better of Sam Creek though. He's going to want redemption though on Alpert for that move right at the end of the race. He's in 6th. 7th double race winner so far, Sam Creek alongside Joseph Atkinson. Row 5 and rounding out the top 10. We have, I've just lost the name, Anthony Bartolini alongside, we have, I've lost the name as well, it's his teammate, isn't it? Matt Fitzgerald. It's because my name's updated on the list, Steve. Well,
Profusely.
I think we'll have to leave it there because they're all lining up on the grid. We spent so long talking on that warm-up lap, not had time to fit the rest of the grid in.
It was worth a shot. It was good.
I think we've had so much to talk about, Steve. What is there not to talk about?
Well, here we go then. Race 3, final race of the night. They get themselves set up. On pole you can see on the right hand side, Scott Morgan. See if they're going to have a long hold like they have the last couple. Keep an eye out for Sam Creek at the back. He's had great, well, not at the back, 4 rows back. He's had some great starts tonight.
Just noticed Turnell and Ferguson angling their cars slightly.
Slightly inwards, yeah, looking to get that inside line.
I've noticed all 3 races, the guy on poles left that inside exposed.
It's another long hold.
Another very long hold.
Here we go. Race 3 of the night. Great start from Morgan, not the greatest from Ferguson, and Turner behind. Sam Creek, no, that's not Sam Creek, sorry, that's his teammate. Keelan Walsh gets a really good start and he's looking to go around the outside of Turner into turn 1, but Morgan, though, gets the whole shot. Into turn 1 he goes, takes that line. Not under enough pressure really to worry about an inside line for turn 2. Ferguson's just going to slot in behind them. You can see Sherlock looks to be trying to make a move early on Keelan Walsh. I think he's going to have to settle for 5th place. I think the further back everyone else has got through safely. I can see that Bunyaez has dropped a position. I think actually that's Bunyaez is fighting back and forth with Michael Dessy. Josh Rouser made a place there on Philip Birch. As you can see, they're going down into the hairpin. Taking that outside line, Liam Ferguson under braking. Is he going to try and make this one stick around the outside? Looks like he's just going to have to settle, but look at Joe Turnell trying to get involved as well.
I was going to say, we've seen that move attempted a few times tonight. Liam Ferguson doesn't quite pull it off. Keelan Walsh is looking around the back of these two as well.
Oh, I think those two got stuck together for a second then, did Ferguson and Turnell, and Walsh nearly slotted through, but there wasn't really the space for it. Scott Morgan, though, you can see, he's got the start he wants.
Look at Keelan Walsh. He's getting
these 3
right
tucked around. Walsh around the outside of Turnell. Turnell having to be careful. He's wanting that line on Ferguson, but Walsh is not really giving him the space. And you can see further back, I think everyone is actually making it through safely. I think there was a moment there I saw Mark Guest drop a place. As you can see, Sherlock get involved and get past Walsh. He's not messing around this time.
There was a lot of grass then from Walsh. Just looked like he just got run a little bit wide. That was more than enough of an invitation for Jason Sherlock.
I reckon Sherlock has seen it. Sam Creek behind him has gone, no, not risking this. I'm getting away from him as quick as he can. Creek has really had Sherlock's number this time round. See, Creek is almost pushing Walsh down the back straight. Almost NASCAR bumping him forward.
Oh, Sherlock had a nasty twitch there.
As did Sam Creek behind. You can see up at the front though, I think not Albuquerque, his teammate. Joe Turnell.
Joe Turnell.
He's made the move on Liam Ferguson. He's got the outside line at the moment. You can see tucked in behind them. Sherlock, though, he really wants to get involved as well. Is he going to wait and possibly pull an Albuquerque into turn 1? No, he's going to hold it out and just slot him behind. Yes, Liam Ferguson back up into 2nd place. Turnell runs a little bit wide. Is that going to give an opportunity for Sherlock into 2? I think he's going to have to settle for that one. See some dirt being kicked up in the background. I think that was one of the HYR Audis that kicked that up. I think it was Fitzgerald, but I could be mistaken. It was hard to tell from that angle.
I'm just looking at Jason Sherlock right up the back of Joe Turnell.
Yeah, Sherlock's not messing around at all. He wants that win. He's got the inside line. Turnell's giving him the space. Is he going to beat him under braking? I think Turnell might be able to hold on to that one. Yes, he just cuts across the front and holds on to that one. This is all going pretty well for Scott Morgan, though, however. He's doing a decent job out in the front and is trying to get away early, but Ferguson is just keeping him honest at the moment. Any mistake will get punished right now. Oh, looks a bit unsettled there under braking.
That's saying braking there. Ferguson's closed right up onto the back of Morgan. Oh, so he's just dropping back quite a lot here. We've had a car off.
I think that's Owen Good. I think it's Owen Good who's dropping back. We can see he's running now. I have to check. He's managed to keep himself going in 20th place. Was damage about 13th, so he's just had a moment, and unfortunately, with how close everyone is, you have a moment, and you just drop down a few, but he's managed to keep that one going, so that's good to see. Meanwhile, Joseph Atkinson is extremely close right now to Fitzgerald. Got the inside line into the right, and there's a change for the lead. Of course it does, just as I switch away. That's typical. You can see Liam Ferguson has taken the lead of the race, and it's Scott Morgan tucked in second now.
Morgan's coming back.
You see, I called it. Switched away. Morgan's got him on the straight line. Oh, a big slide from Morgan. Does he hold on to that one? I think he does, but he's lost out to turn in the process.
Right for Sherlock though.
Yeah, the run he got out of that one has not helped him out at all.
Look behind now, but Turk's just made a move. I think he's... Yes, he has taken the move. No, he's... No. No.
Side by side. No, Turk's just going to slot him back behind. Whilst they're still finding it out, by the way, as just... I don't know if you're just going to mention it as well. 8th place, tucked in, Bartolini.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say Bartolini is going to be enjoying this. He's keeping on the... It was no disrespect to them, they've not been slow tonight, they've just not been matching the pace.
Yeah, they've just been sat in that 8th, 9th spot as the HYRDs of Bartolini and Fitzgerald. And as you can see a couple of cars going wide through that from the exit of the hairpin. You can see Bartolini looking like he's wanted to make a move there on Alper Turk for 7th place.
He's looking, he is looking.
Ooh, has Alper Turk had a moment there? His car's gone see-through for a second. I think there's something's gone on with those two there. I'm not sure what's happened there. Is that...
I don't know what has happened there, but that has really thrown a spanner in the works. Oh, this is going to cause a bit of carnage
to keep it going. Alper Turk, I think that might have been something wrong with his controller or his wheel or something, because he just went and had that see-through moment for a second and they've dropped a few positions. They've done well to keep out of the wall though, so that's something. But back up to the front though. Look who it is, Sound Creek, tucked in behind Jason Sherlock. He wants that position off him. He's up at front, Liam Ferguson. Oh, has Sound Creek got a good exit? I think he has. He might have the inside line here on Sherlock.
He's got the overlap.
Sherlock is going to be having nightmares of this Echo Sneak car. Round the outside goes Sherlock. He's not going to be able to hold it.
There's a side-by-side ahead, Turnell and Morgan still battling out. I think. Oh, Morgan just doesn't have the overlap. Kim Walsh is now looking here at Sherlock though.
These Echo Sneak cars, they're having such a good run tonight, and like I say, Sherlock is just not having the time, not having a great time with them today. He just has to slot in. I think he's going to have to... Oh, a little bit wide there from Keir Walsh in the background. I say a little bit, he's still wide as he manages to come back on. A couple of cars in the background, just clipping some of the advertising boards. Up front though, Joe Turnell. Still tucked in behind Liam Ferguson. Ferguson, who has got a win this season so far.
I think he's got 2, am I right in saying? I'm just looking at a nice battle going on back here, Steve. Just watching Philip Birch at the moment. He's just keeping his nose in. He's got, I believe...
He's got a pair of Desi and Bounier in front of, well, Bounier in front of him, hasn't he? And he's just hoping to find a space, but these two in front are just side by side through half the lap.
Oh, we've got another car off the back, Steve.
Oh, that's Owen Good. Just caught him in the background. Owen Good sideways. It's not been the greatest of drives for him so far. He's had a moment earlier on that's dropped him down a few. And now I just saw him facing the wrong way. Has he managed to keep that one going?
No, he is stationary, Steve. There's no damage, but he is stationary, and I think that is likely going to be him done for the night.
Ah, that's so unfortunate for Good. Got away with one in... he had 2 unfortunate DNFs to finish last week, and looks like he's going to be finishing race 3 of this week with it as well. He's just
got going now, but I don't know if that's him or his AI in control. I don't know if this was a controller disconnect or...
It didn't look like he was sideways early, so I feel like he might have been helped, and that'll be
and
him
he
gone.
has gone now, I believe.
I feel like he might have been helped, but we'll soon... that'll soon be something that will be put in front of the stewards, I expect, as we just wait for the vision to come back. There we go.
Yeah.
So, up at the front then, Ferguson.
Side by side,
under a lot of pressure from Turnell. Turnell's got the inside line on him. As they go into exit, I think Ferguson might be able to hang now. He's got a better exit, possibly. Yes, he has. Turnell's just going to have to slot in behind. You can see behind them, though, Keir Walsh has gone on the back of this, and it is a 6-car fight again for first place. It's the same 6 we've seen, and Scott Morgan, well, 5 of the same 6, and then Scott Morgan getting involved. Oh, big slide from Morgan as he went to slow that into the inside line then.
You kind of have to feel a little bit sorry for whatever happened with Alpaturk there. You know, dropping out of this battle. He's a long way off now.
Yeah, sat there in 10th place behind the... Well, it's got Joseph Atkinson in a really good 7th place, by the way. Cannot take it off him at all. And then behind him, he's got his teammate in Matt, or part of his stable in Matt Fitzgerald, Josh Rousel in 9th, and then, yeah, Alpaturk in 10th, and a couple of places back is Bartolini, who also got caught up in that moment. See, though, this front 6 have definitely created some space just for, let's say, Concertina up at the hairpin.
Driver, who I must point out is having a better showing as well tonight, Connor Lees would be up in 15th, obviously
50.
Relegated down, he's been promoted back. I believe that's the highest we've seen the MG run so far.
Definitely tonight, I think, actually, no, yeah, his best finishing position so far this season is 16th, so if they can hold on to this one, that'd be a really good drive there for Connor.
And he is attacking Philip Birch's Astra here, and Birch is having to go really defensive. Birch has actually run wide there.
I was going to say, big moment there from Birch, and he's got the inside line though into the right-hander. Is Connor going to be able to cut underneath? Not quite. There's a lot of contact on that left-hand side of Lee's car. He looks to try and get a run on the outside of Birch. It's safe driving between the pair of them now. Into the right-hander, surely that's going to be made now. Birch's going to hang it round.
Lee,
a bit of a slide
Steve,
there.
back towards the front. Back towards the front. We've got an overlap. Sherlock is up the inside of Creek.
Absolutely. I think this is... It's not been often we've been able to say that, though. Creek has been holding that inside line so often, but here comes Sherlock on the inside. Oh, big slide there from Morgan. And for a second, Sherlock had a look, but I think he's going to have to settle for 4th at the moment. Scott Morgan, really good
How
drive
good's
here
his
in
run
third
out the
place
final corner?
Looks like he's got a really good driver. So's Creek, who's right up the back of Sherlock. Is there going to be a move into turn 1? Let's see further back. Connolly's has got 14th place off Philip Birch.
We've got a side-by-side just ahead of that. No, we don't. I thought we had a side-by-side there. It was just my timing going off. We do have a move. Alpaturk around the outside.
For a second there, Sherlock looked like he was going to try and make a move on Scott Morgan. Morgan has just gone over the curb a little bit then and got an upset exit, but not really a place you can make the overtake. Sam Creek getting a bit squirrely as well. I think he might have got help from his teammate then. Got to be careful there.
Did you see something in the background, Steve, as well? Connolly's ran slightly wide. He's just about held off the attack from Philip Birch. He's kept that 14th.
Good to see. Meanwhile, further forward, you can see Sam Creek looking to try and make a move around the outside of Sherlock. Sherlock just giving him the treatment he's been getting this entire time, just holding that inside line, saying no, go on then, go the difficult way.
And this is exactly what Ferguson and Turner are wanting. These guys are battling and they're getting that breakaway.
Absolutely, yeah. Joe Turner.
Switch from Morgan.
It's just as I switched back to see the battle for the lead. It looked for a second like Turner was going to make the move on Ferguson, who just ran a little bit deep there, but managed to turn that one in time.
Just noticing Scott Morgan's car just seems very, very twitchy.
Yeah, it looks like whatever is happening, it's definitely slowing down the trio of Sam Creek, Kean Walsh and Jason Sherlock. They'd love to be up for that battle for first place, but right now Scott Morgan's saying, I've got a podium, I want this, and he's doing a pretty good job defending it. Let's see if he takes an inside line.
He's about to see the speed
here
of Sherlock, and Sherlock I think could have the inside here.
Yeah, I think he might have. Well, he's not quite got the overlap, but he's got
he's there now,
some
Steve.
overspeed though, so I think he's going to get the run up the inside. We know Morgan is not going to want the outside run on this one because we've seen a couple of cars get upset by that. And look at Creek diving up the inside. There's a bit of contact side on side, and I think they've managed to keep them out the wall. Scott Morgan. Yes, he's still hanging in there actually. I think Scott Morgan might have a chance to take this position back into turn 1 right now. Look at that though, Creek able to take the slipstream off of Sherlock, and oh, big dive on the inside from Scott Morgan. Is he taking them both? You think he has? What a move for Scott Morgan!
Wow!
He's got the inside into the left-hander. Is he going to take 3rd place back? I think he is. Yes.
Look at Creek. Creek's kept it there. Creek's kept it there.
Oh, a bit of contact on the back there. As the 4 of them get really close together, Scott Morgan's managed to hold on to 3rd place. Creek is getting tapped a little bit as well from the back. I think the 4 of them are all kind of... I think at one point all four might have been touching at the same time, but as it settled down, you can see Scott Morgan still holding on to third place. Creek is into fourth. Up the inside
Creek's going
goes
for the
Creek. Sound Creek, he wants 3 out of 3. He is on the charge now.
He's going to have a
Sherlock
mission.
Chases straight through, but yeah, absolutely, he's going to
got
have
a mission to make it 3 out of 3, Steve. But Turnell
3
is
second
right
gap is the
on
gap
Ferguson.
between Creek and Sherlock though. Look at him. He wants to get the win over. Well, at the very least, he wants a position over Sound Creek. He hasn't been able to pull it off yet tonight. Sound Creek completely had Sherlock's number. It's great racing between them. Up at the front, there you can see Turnell and Ferguson are really close together.
Oh, we've got another car off by the looks of it, Steve, just towards the back. I've just noticed there. I think that's Clement Marceau.
Yeah, he's managed to keep it going though, so that shouldn't be too bad.
I did just see him rapidly dropping down the order.
Yeah, I think he's managed to keep it running. We'll have to keep an eye on that on the bottom. Alpaturk and Matt Fitzgerald look like they're side by side. Yeah, here they go. Into the right-hander, into the back straight.
Steve just had another change. Kean Walsh has just got ahead of Scott Morgan, and here we go again with Sherlock and Craig.
You can see Creeklet. Oh, Sherlock has got the inside run. Will be the outside into. Up at the front though, there's a change for the lead. It's happened again, I swear. Liam Ferguson, Joe Turnell takes the lead off Ferguson as they go into turn 1. There's 2 laps to go. Hit the penultimate lap. See Ferguson there, sat in second place. Joe Turnell though, for the first time this season, is looking for his win.
Still side by side for third. Steve Sherlock's got the momentum around the outside. Creek should have the inside though. And Sherlock's held it.
Sherlock's held it. Great drive there from Jason Sherlock.
And just behind Kean Walsh had briefly got up to 5th, but Scott Morgan's taken it back.
Scott Morgan's doing really well. Oh, I think there's been a moment in the battle for 9th place. I can see that Josh Rousel and Mark Guest are swapping places quite quickly on the ticket. Look at this though. At 9 out of 10, Jason Sherlock and Sound Creek continuing the fight they've been doing all evening.
These front 6, Steve, they've just petted off now.
Now, are we going to get the same thing we get almost every time we watch Liam Ferguson sit in a place like second? He's going to wait and wait and wait and just bide his time, hope for a mistake in front of him, and if that opportunity arises, he'll take it. As you can see, we were giving credit to him earlier, but Connor Leese now is down in 17th place. I think he's had a moment and dropped out of 14th where he was fighting with Philip Birch.
I'm just looking at some of these gaps, Steve, and it's just so hard to know where to look at the moment.
Here's one place to look. Alpaturk up the inside of Matt Fitzgerald into the technical left, right, left. Sorry, right, left, right.
Just behind Steve, side by side again. And that was the other HYR Audi. And that's Matt, I believe that's Matt Fitzgerald.
Bartolini and Brunier.
Brunier's
got the inside line. As you can see, really defensive line there. I think that's Alpaturk going defensive from... yeah, it was Alpaturk having a defensive run and a defensive line against...
Steve, we're going to go 3 wide into turn 1, it seems. Morgan's trying to go around the outside, but... Ooh! Kean Walsh up the inside of Scott Morgan.
Yeah, these 4 look like they're going to continue this fight all the way to the flag as we are on the final lap, the final lap of the night.
And this is the battle, Steve, for the final spot on the podium. This is going to start getting elbows out into the pits there. Alan Artis.
Alan Artis into the pits, yeah. Could be a... It was Alan Artis that had the issue with the...
Steve, Liam Ferguson's in the lead.
This keeps happening. Liam Ferguson, we said he'd bide his time. That must have just happened.
As behind, we just had it up into 5th place. Scott Morgan's just taken 5th place back from Kean Walsh.
We will keep an eye on this fight from the leads. You can see Joe Turnell, he wants his first win in OMA. Tucked in behind Liam Ferguson. It's going to come down to the final corner, I think. Turnell has had some good runs into there so far tonight. Liam Ferguson's going to probably have to try and take the defensive lines he's seen Sound Creek take all night. Into the
I'm
right
going to
hand
let
we
you keep
go.
an eye on that, Steve. I'm going to keep an eye on this battle for the final podium spot. Sam Creek is all over the back of Jason Sherlock.
Here we go then for the final time. Into the left. Ferguson leads. Turn all the way. Through the fast, the slow down right. Little kink left, then into the right hand onto the back straight. Ferguson. Oh, Turnell with a big send up the inside. Has he got the position stuck? I think he's got the overspeed side by side. The pair of them go down the back straight.
Oh, Scott Morgan's on the grass. Key Walsh has got this place up the inside.
You can see that in the background. Into the right hand we go. Joe Turnell has got the lead off of Liam Ferguson. Ferguson's going to look to try and slot him behind. Is he going to try and take him onto the final straight? Then making their way across towards the finish line. I think Joe Turnell's going to make it stick. Across the line we go. Joe Turnell, he gets it.
Wow.
Race 3 and his first win in OMA for Joe Turnell as he beats Liam Ferguson to the line. Jason Sherlock will be extremely happy with that third place. He finally had Sam Creek's number, who takes fourth. Fifth place goes to Keir Walsh with Scott Morgan in sixth. Great drive behind them for Joseph Atkinson to take seventh. Eighth place in the end for Alper Turk after the moment earlier on. And next to him, or behind him, sorry, is Matt Fitzgerald. Mark Guest comes home in 10th. Rousel in 11th. Then it's Bunier, Bartolini, Birch, Freitas, Desi, Lease in 17th after the earlier jaunt into 14th. Aidan Brown comes home with 18th, 19th to Clement Marceau. So after his moment, he did manage to get back to the rest, and then coming back and home in 20th place will be Alan Artis as we just watch him over the line. There we go. So, just a nice casual drive day. The win though for Joe Turnell. Yet to see that podium. Third place for Jason Sherlock, a really good drive from him tonight. Ferguson did get that second place, and up in first though, Joe Turnell takes his first win. He's going to be so happy with that. Is that going to be surely a push for the championship as well? I mean, all three of these, they've really made the most, and Sam Creek especially, made the most of the absent Ryan Beale. Cannot wait to see the changes that are made to the standings. They'll be updated as soon as possible, but here we go though. Joe Turnell with the win. Great drive from him. Behind him you can see Liam Ferguson in second and Sherlock in third. Fourth place, I mean 2 firsts and a fourth, that's not a bad day's racing for Sam Creek. Keir Walsh in fifth, and Scott Morgan end up coming home in sixth place after some really good battles there with the Echo Motorsport guys, with the Echo Sneak team. Brilliant racing guys, great work on the comms. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Deuce. Appreciate that, bud. Again, another mention has to go though. Joseph Atkinson coming in 7th. It's his chance to push on this season. Struggled the opening couple rounds, and week 3 has been really strong for him now, and hopefully we'll see him up towards the front more. Alper Turk 8th, 9th as mentioned before. Good start to his season for Matt Fitzgerald. Let's see what he can do next time round. So before we talk about next week then, what's your thoughts on today's racing then, Connor?
I have to be honest, a lot better than I was expecting. Sebring to me, it just doesn't come across as a touring car track for me. It does come across as a GT track. I don't know if it's just the size of it or what, but wow, the racing was unbelievable. That's all I can say. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, battles all the way through me, through the race. Such good driving, and I just wow.
I don't know what else to say, Steve. I really don't know what else to say from that. There was some absolutely fantastic overtakes. You know, Sam Creek getting that position and race 1 back. Alper Turk doing 2 positions in 1 move. I'm lost for words.
Yeah,
you know, the level of racing we have seen tonight has far exceeded my expectations of the track.
Yeah, I think it was one of those where when it was discussed being added to the championship, it was like, will it produce the good race? And it's a balanced circuit. There'll be a bit for everyone there. It'll, the there's the area where it'll be
Down to speed,
down the straight, and don't that, all those kind of things. It will suit certain people, but yeah, I think some of the moves that are having to be made, because it was a real bide your time. Some of the technical sections you have to follow, you have to wait for a moment, wait for a mistake, and yeah, some of the just moves out of nowhere. I mean, Alpha Turk race 2, and then quite similarly actually, the dive from I will call it a dive because it did kind of almost out of nowhere appear. The dive up the inside from Scott Morgan against Walsh and against Creek and Sherlock was immense. It was just great. It was just such good driving, such good racing the entire way. So yeah, next week before we take our week break.
Hakone.
Hakone.
I'm going to go Hakone. It sounds more Japanese.
Hakone. We'll go with Hakone. We'll go with that.
And do you think, Steve, that this week was breathless? Next week is going to be something else.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to It's a good job we have a week break coming up, because I'm going to need it at this rate. But no, immense racing from everyone today. Some insane moves up and down the order. I'd love to have seen more from those further back, but as we've shown in race 3, you take your eyes off of one battle and 3 more pop up somewhere else. Just, yeah, unbelievable. So yeah, next time round we will be at Hakone. There you go, for a smaller circuit, for the Club Reverse version.
Ooh, that will be fun.
That is going to be slipstream heaven. That one. Last time around, Hakone actually opened the championship, and surprisingly enough, it was Liam Ferguson who started off strong there with 2 wins and a 2nd place. So will he be looking to recreate that this time round? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, final thoughts then, Connor, and then we'll call it a night there.
I think the main final thought I've got is Sam Creek. He's really thrown himself right into this championship mix. We'll obviously await for the final standings to come through from tonight. But yeah, he has really thrown his name forward into the ring here. He's made the most of Ryan Bill's absence. 2 wins on the card tonight. Some cracking overtakes throughout the field. I know we've not been able to catch up with, like you say, with as much as we wanted from the lower positions. But the battle up front in each of the 3 races, something else.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think there's not really any better way to describe it. It was just immense racing all the way through. Some really, I don't even want to say creative overtakes. It was just opportunistic and brave, and yeah, pure brilliance from some of them. Again, Sam Creek defensive driving. He's definitely chucked his name into the hat of championship contenders. Like I say, he was in there anyway, but really starting to be at the forefront of some people's minds. Liam Ferguson, though, can never doubt him. Joe Turner as well. It's just too many names this season to reel off. This is going to be one that is going to be definitely keep track of this one as the season goes on. But I think we'll be calling it there, though. Thank you everyone for turning up. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Thank you, Connor, for joining me as well and helping me out. So hopefully see you all next time round at Hakone, and yeah, keep an eye on the socials for the standings to be posted next time round, and for any news or anything that may pop up as well. So yeah, from myself, thank you very much, and I expect thank you from you as well, Connor.
Indeed.
So yeah, we'll catch you all next time, and yeah, have a good one, everyone. Thank you very much.
Yeah.